Okay, so today we are, remember how yesterday we translated word problems and wrote equations? Today we're actually going to solve those equations. And we have done one-step equations before. So one-step equations means that there's how many steps to solving it? Just one. So that's not too bad. All you need to know for solving a one-step equation is to isolate the variable using inverse operations. What does isolate mean? If I put Julian in isolation, what does that mean? He has to sit by himself, right? Yeah, so isolating the variable means that I'm getting the variable by itself. What are inverse operations? There's additive inverse and multiplicative inverse, like what we learned about on Tuesday. What's the opposite? Or inverse operations means you're going to do the opposite. So if I have addition, what's the opposite of addition? Subtraction. If I have subtraction, what's the opposite of that? Addition. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. And what's the opposite of division? Multiplication. That's all we're going to do. Now remember, the biggest thing to remember for solving equations is that an equation, that equal sign means that the two sides are balanced. Okay, so if I were to add 5 to one side of the equation, are those balanced anymore? No, so what do I need to do to the other side to keep it balanced? Also add 5. So the rule is, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. Okay? Whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So let's look at example 1. X plus 8 equals negative 10. First of all, what's the variable? X. So we need to get that variable by itself by getting rid of this plus 8. What's the opposite of plus 8? Minus 8. So let's subtract 8 from both sides. Now what does this do? What is positive 8 minus 8? 0, so they go away, right? So what's left on the left-hand side? X equals negative 10 minus 8. Negative 18. Both of the signs are negative, so we add the numbers together and we keep the sign. So negative 18. How would I check my answer? Plug it in. So let's plug it in. Negative 18 plus 8 equals negative 10. That's what we want. What's negative 18 plus 8? Negative 10. So negative 10 equals negative 10. True or false? True. So we did this problem correctly. Okay? So always plug your answer back in, because if you did your addition or subtraction incorrectly, you will catch it because you won't get a true statement. Okay? So try example 2 for me, please. Okay, what do you do first?
Why don't you go like 2 steps around?
Okay, so I have x minus 4 equals negative 5. I need to do the opposite of minus 4, which is plus 4. So I add 4 to the left, and I add 4 to the right. What's negative 4 plus 4?
0.
0. So what's left over is x equals negative 1. Check my answer. Negative 1 minus 4 equals negative 5. What's negative 1 minus 4? Negative 5. Does negative 5 equal negative 5?
No.
Yes. So we got the right answer. Okay. Questions, comments, or concerns about that so far? Is everybody good? Okay, let's look at example 3. Negative 3x equals 15. What operation is being done? Multiplication. X is being multiplied by negative 3. So how am I going to get rid of that negative 3? I'm going to divide by negative 3. I'm not going to add negative 3. I want to divide. What's negative 3 divided by negative 3?
0.
No, not 0. 1. It's 1. So what's left on the left-hand side is a 1x, right? Equals negative 15 positive 15 divided by negative 3. Negative 5. Let's check it. Plug it back in. Negative 3 times negative 5 equals 15. What's negative 3 times negative 5?
15.
Positive 15. True statement?
Mhm.
Okay. Last one. 4/5 x equals 8.
Oh, I know what you figured out.
What do? I need to turn this 4/5 into a 1. So what can I multiply by to turn 4/5 into a 1?
4.
The reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 4/5? 5/4 times 5/4. So multiply both sides. Okay, when I'm multiplying 5/4 times 4/5, do you guys see anything that cancels?
No.
Yeah.
Cross canceling?
8. Oh. Yeah, everything.
Everything, right? We can cross cancel.
Yeah.
5 and 5 reduced to 1, and 4 and 4 reduced to 1. So what's left? 1x equals 8 times 5. This is the same as 8 over 1, right?
Mhm.
We can cross cancel or cross reduce,
Multiply.
or we can multiply straight across. 8 times 5 gives me 40 over 4. So x equals 40 over 4 reduces to 10. So let's check it. 4/5 times 10 equals 8. This is the same as 10 over 1. What's 4 times 10? 40. Over 5 times 1? 5 equals 8. And what's 40 divided by 5? 8 equals 8. True statement, right? That's a one-step equation.